Hello, my name is Annabel Colitti and I work at the company called White Lion. Us as a company has been brought to my attention through the years that our company name is called White Lion. It is named after one of the first and ever slave ships. The White Lion was docked at Virginia Colony's Point Comfort and traded some of the prisoners for food on August 20th, 1619. Our company is brimming with so much potential. We are a self-made company and organization in which provides gas across the country. So basically, we are a chain gas station around North America. We do not get the same amount of attention globally, and it's been an unknown mystery as to why for the past several years. We ask ourselves why. Are we offending people? Are our prices of gas too high? Or is it just that our location is inconvenient for our customers? A little about me. My name is Annabel Colitti and I work in sales, and I've been recently promoted to management of White Lion. For a long time I've been completely oblivious as to why we weren't getting the same business as other gas stations, and through the years I've discovered that our title and what we call ourselves is highly offensive, and it's extremely disheartening to our customers. I know what you're thinking. I know what all of you are thinking. How the hell are we supposed to help? Or what is the answer to our problems? And the simple answer is just the fact that we need to change our name. The history behind White Lion. By having this name for our company, we are allowing ourselves to say that racism is okay, and we are supporting what happened so many years ago on these slave ships. This is beyond sickening, and although it may seem like just a name or a title, it is extremely derogatory and extremely hurtful. It is the year of 2022, and we are still making the same mistakes we did in the past. No one will support our business, and I must say that I will gladly resign if we don't make known of this problem and change it. Primary sources. The White Lion was an English privateer operating under a Dutch letter of marque, in which brought the first Africans to the English colonies of Virginia in the year of 1619. This was the first ever slave ship, which is why it's so important, in my opinion. So much worse for our brand. It's almost as if we are naming ourselves after this slave ship. One of the primary sources that I'm going to read to you is a diary by this woman named Rosary, who was on the slave ship during this time. She said, "I put my faith in God, for he shall bring me home." This is an exact quote carved out on the ship by one of the slaves. This is interesting because this was, in fact, unusual that a woman was educated during this time, especially an African American woman. This quote is super inspiring because even living through hell, these people are still having this courage and this faith of a higher power, and it's just demonstrating how strong-willed these slaves were. Secondary sources. The landing of the first Africans in Virginia is one of the most significant events we interpret. Although this wasn't the invention of slavery, it was still a turning point in how the African slave trade came to be. It was the official transition of African laborers to legalized system of full-blown cattle, and the buying and the selling of these people is just so ridiculous. Like, these are people. They're not animals. They're not inanimate objects. They are people, and they're being sold like they are clothes. So, the secondary article I can provide for my evidence would be that the Hampton History Museum in Virginia, Lucy Cochrane, a famous historian, did an immense amount of research in the area, and she specialized in slave trade. And to prove my point exactly, how much of an impact this is for our business, is that the The legacy of this event affects us in the understanding of this complex history and what happened help us come together as Americans. This quote is spot on, and it is truly disgusting that as American citizens we are putting a brand like this out there into the world. How do we expect any change by doing this? And what does it say about us as a company? My primary source. I got my other primary sources from slavevoyages.com, where I navigated all the filthy and horrible things the crew did to the slaves while aboard. At this time, they didn't know how hard the journey overseas would be, and they were not prepared considering it was their first test run. The way they treated these people was brutal. They beat them and tortured them, and the members aboard would literally kill themselves or jump overboard because it was an easier route than undergoing what they went through. And another fact would be that the crew would rape the women on board, and there was no birth control at this time, mind you. So they would kill unborn babies. And shall I not even get into details about that because it's just truly horrible and sickening. But this is what our company is named after, one of these slave ships. And like the monstrosities that happened, like it's just insane. So we need to change our name or we are going to go bankrupt and we are going to not have any business. We already have no business. Some contributions from the slave trade would probably be the music industry. One of the most satisfying facts that I did while doing this research was finding that the song Amazing Grace was invented on this exact slave ship, because I know that's a very popular song and I know you all have listened to it. So I think the biggest contribution would be the music industry and this exact song. Analysis. The connections between the contributions made in history and our company is that we are celebrating a name that is so vile and so evil. We've already stolen culture from African American people, meaning music. We've completely stolen that from them. And it's widely offensive and extremely wrong. We make light of this music because it sounds good, but we don't know what these people experienced and we don't know what they underwent. And to make matters worse, we're naming landmarks, we're naming statues, and we're after racist people and slave ships. We're naming our gas station after a slave ship. There's clearly a problem there and it needs to be dealt with immediately. So yeah, my conclusion is that to move forward as a society and as a nation, White Lion isn't it's not a trendy name. It hurts people, and if we don't do anything about it, we are slapping the Black community in the face, and it's only a matter of time until we are completely out of business. So thank you for listening to me. You don't have to agree with me, but I will be passing out a waiver at the end of this meeting, and you can sign it if you want to be rid of this name. And if you don't, I just hope you sleep at night well knowing that you're a complete racist. So thank you all. I'll see you another time.